Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to No Paint Garage. Working on a new project here, starting a new project. This is going to be part one of a series, so stay tuned, a lot to come. It's going to be a fun build. Sorry it's so dark in here. Did not turn the lights on. This is my 1957 Chevy 210, not a Bel Air. People call it a Bel Air all the time, but that's it's not a Bel Air. Doesn't bother me. That's fine. They can call it a Bel Air. It's got the 327 in it. I built this car about 2 years ago. Pulled it out of a backyard. It had been sitting for many years. I'm thinking 50 years it was sitting. And an older gentleman bought it, and he was gonna fix it up, and then it sat in his yard, and he passed away, and his son sold it to me, and it had this engine in it, but I had to pull it out and go through it and fix it. It had been sitting open with no air filter for a long time. Amazingly, the engine was not stuck. I was able to go through and clean it, put it back together and get it running, and I've been driving it the last couple summers. It's got the 4-speed M21 Muncie in it. Fun car, total blast, but it's time to upgrade this thing, to bring it to the next level. And if you know me, I like LS swaps a lot. If you want to drive your vehicle, your classic vehicle, there is no better way to make your car stupid reliable and have it where it can drive anywhere than to do an LS swap. Pretty much set it and forget it. Start right up in the winter time, 10 degrees outside. I mean, you can drive these cars all the time with an LS in them. Now don't get me wrong, I like the old school stuff too. The 327's been good, but you know, it'll just never be an LS. You know, you gotta mess around with timing and carburetor and all that, and it's just time to modernize it, make it better. My old 84 square body out there, it's got the 5.3 in it. My 72 Chevy pickup's got the 5.3 in it. I've got this 1956 Buick here. It's got the 5.3 in it. This is probably the most reliable car I have, and it gets almost 20 miles per gallon. Can't beat that. In the old 84 square body, this is a 61 Chevy Apache short bed, probably the world's roughest, as you can see. But this truck's going to be taken apart anyway. Looks really good, all washed up. Great patina. Definitely pretty rough. Now I'm sure I'll have some negative comments on this video series. That's okay. I still love the small block Chevy. It is a reliable engine, but we need something different here. We need to make this car where I can drive at 75 miles per hour down the highway with cold AC and overdrive and drive it anywhere. I want to be able to drive this car on road trips everywhere, anywhere. So I've already got this engine and transmission sold. I need to get it out of the car and pass it along to the next gearhead that's going to do something with this engine. Now you're probably wondering what I'm going to be swapping into the car. So my workplace was retiring this 2004 Chevy 2500 HD you know, ugly cat eye front end on it. Man, these things are so ugly. It's got an awesome flatbed that I can probably sell for how much I paid for the truck. It's got 260,000 miles on it, but still runs great. And I'm going to be putting new lifters and a cam in it anyway. It's got the 6-liter in it with the 4L80. And this will be going in the 57. Basically just going to put a cam and lifters in it and redo the seals. I'm even going to try to make those manifolds work. I hate headers on these engines, they always leak, so I'm going to try to make these manifolds work and do this as cheaply as I can. So that's currently the plan, except this truck is really a decent truck and I've been driving it, so it's going to be hard for me to tear it apart. I'm going to try to sell every good part off of this, like the doors, rust free. A lot of good parts I can sell off of this. So obviously the first step here is to start unbolting this engine and getting it out of here. Now, LS swaps are a lot easier than people think they are. The problem is when you don't budget the project and you get in over your head. What I see is people will buy a junkyard engine, they will tear it down completely, and they'll buy really expensive parts, really expensive heads, pistons, and then they'll run out of money and the engine will sit torn apart. Their car will sit torn apart in the garage, and they'll lose motivation to work on the car. They won't have any money to put it back together, and they end up parting it out and selling it. Don't get caught up in that whole thing. The best way to do an LS swap is to keep the engine as stock as possible, other than the cam and lifters. Should replace those. There's no reason to go and venture into this massive build if you're the average Joe that is trying to do this stuff on a budget. You don't need to go full on Cletus McFarlane. I love Cletus McFarlane. I love watching his stuff, but I'm telling you, you don't need to go twin turbo, stroked out LS. You don't have to do all that. You can build something super cheap, and an LS swap can be done cheap. And I'm going to show you in this series how you can do this cheaply, and I'm going to kind of give you prices on different things that I buy. Now, one thing I did kind of score on is that truck out there. I paid $1,000 for that thing. You're probably, I thought I heard something in the woods over there. That's why I looked, but making sure it's not a bear or something. Now you're probably not going to find a Chevy 2500 HD for $1,000 with a good engine and a transmission. I got a good deal on that because I got it from work, and that's basically it. So obviously your big investment is going to be the engine and transmission. Now you can expect to pay anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 for a 6-liter with a 4L80. A good working 6-liter and a 4L80. It'll probably need lifters. So that's kind of my starting point here. I've got $1,000 into the engine transmission. However, I'm going to be selling a bunch of parts off of that truck, and at the end of the day I'm probably not going to have any money into this engine and transmission. But you do have to buy all the parts to make this work. Biggest expense is fuel system. Don't cheap out on the fuel system, because you'll be stranded on the side of the road with an El Cheapo Amazon fuel pump that failed. And fuel system and parts like lifters should not be cheaped out on. Other things that you can cheap out on are stuff like headers, and these factory manifolds work just fine. You don't need headers unless you have fitment problems. And they sell wiring harnesses on eBay for $100 that are perfectly fine, and they work. They do their job. So as I go about doing this, I'm going to break down different expenses, and I'm actually going to give you prices on different things that I buy for this car. I'm selling the engine and transmission out of this car for $2,000, and that's going to go toward the build as well. It's another thing you can keep in mind is if you're doing an LS swap, there's always going to be somebody that's going to need a small block Chevy, somebody that wants to stick with small block or build a small block car, so that's worth something there. And I'm starting to see an increase in value in these old small blocks, so make sure you get that sold for a reasonable price and don't give it away, and put that money back towards your swap, and that'll get you ahead. Alright, the radiator is out in the battery, so I'm just tearing all the easy stuff apart, taking the alternator off. I got a little box over there and putting all the stuff in. And engine mounts, transmission mounts, those are next. And then I can basically yank this thing out. I'm trying to keep it as much together as possible without taking everything apart. That way, the guy that's buying it from me, he can just drop it in his truck and be good to go. What's up, guys? Working on the 57. Get you turned around here. Got it up on the ramps. Engine's about ready to come out. I know I said that in the last one, but been doing all the random stuff. Pull the exhaust off. Just gotta unbolt the transmission mounts and the drive shaft and get a hoist on this thing, and it should be ready to come out. Alright, the engine is successfully out and ready to move on to the next owner and the next vehicle. And this is all ready for some upgrades. I'm going to start with the suspension. It really needs to be rebuilt. Bushings are shot. Going to do the power steering conversion too. Alright, my battery died. So like I was saying, I need to rebuild the front suspension because the bushings are shot, and I'm going to do the power steering conversion on it. I'm not going to add any of this cost into the price of the LS swap that I'm figuring up, because that doesn't count. So that's not going to be in the total. But it'll be nice to have all this stuff rebuilt.